Welcome back in. August 29th, 2020. Crazy week, crazy year. What a long, strange trip it's been. We decided to shake things up this week and do some basketball.
Yay!
Because, in the course of getting the collection organized, we've separated stuff into basketball piles. One of the cool things that I did find, and I picked this up. Me and Mom were trying to figure this out here. Picked this up in 1990. It's the 1990 Skybox. It's an inaugural edition pack, 15 cards in the pack. And I must have grabbed it at a store because, hey, it's a first edition, first brand time that the card has been produced. And I figured I'd set it aside. It might be cool to have for later on. And here we are.
Yeah.
30 years later, and we're going to open it tonight.
How crazy is that?
Deirdre, what can we expect to find, or who are we hunting for?
Oh, I want to get the Michael Jordan card.
Of course.
Jordan card.
Everybody wants to have an MJ. No, let's see. Now, you've heard all the crazy stuff about MJ's cards going for tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. If we pull one out of this, what market value is about what on that right now?
Anywhere from 80 to 200, sometimes going up to 1800, sometimes going for 25 on other places. So it all depends. It all depends. Yeah, but it would just be a cool card
if it's graded or
if it's
in mint condition. But in this, it's been preserved just like those baseball packs. So anyway, so really cool design. We'll get a close look at this when we do the hand shot. But there was NBA hoops, and there was Upper Deck, and this Skybox they kind of raised the bar right away and gave you an indication of where the market was going to go with prisms and optics and refractors and whatnot. This gold border really stood out. And then there was a lot of art design there as far as swooshes and fires, like on the Michael Jordan one. There's one of him dunking, and there's like a trail, So anyway, that's what we're gonna.
It's really kind of cool.
Yeah, they're very cool. They're ahead of their time. So
plus, there's a Larry Bird, a Magic Johnson, Pippen. Bill Cartwright, Steve Kerr. Those would be really cool to have.
Steve Kerr when he was on the Cavs, on the Cavaliers. Yeah. Hakeem Olajuwon is another player I'm really looking for, especially, during this time. Two-time champion, great player. I think that'll be cool to get. Rookie cards. There are some rookies, not huge names. You got Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, the glove. Remember in The Last Dance when Michael Jordan said, the glove, the glove. Seattle Supersonics, they're not here anymore, but this cool sticker is. Both of those guys, Kemp and Payton,
were any of those guys on
Supersonics? Great question. I believe they were. There's also
Pippen
There's a Pippen, right? There was Charles was there. There's also number 211 Charles Barkley on the 76ers. That would be a cool one to grab. A couple of personal ones for me. Number 276, Mark Eaton of the Jazz. And number 173, Jerome Pooh Richardson on the Timberwolves. Here's a shot of him on the NBA Hoops card. And yes, they do show his name as Pooh. When I did meet him at UCLA when he was a freshman there, I had a friend there, and that's what he answered to. Everybody knew him as Pooh, and I said, "Hey, Pooh, nice to meet you."
Oh no!
The first and only time I've said that to someone. So there you go. Oh my gosh,
that's cool.
There's also what's that name?
Jeff Strayer. Jeff Grayer.
No, Jeff Grayer.
What the heck?
He played for the Warriors in this little 93-94 collector coin, which was from Carefree Gum. This is number 44. So Jeff Grayer in this set is on the Milwaukee Bucks.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So there's some cool stuff. What we're also going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the vintage cards that I was able to find in the collection and organize. Basically, I took all of those out of my 3-ring binder sleeves and have put them in the poly sleeves that came in the mail this week. And if you guys are interested in those sleeves, I will send them out to you because I know you still use them, but I won't use them anymore. So we're going to take a look at some of our cool vintage stuff and do that first, and then we're gonna go ahead and rip this Skybox.
Yeah,
pack.
that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
What else do we got?
I think that's it. Let's open them up.
All right, let's
love you guys. Enjoy.
Just do this.
Okay.
All right, so one pack. We're going to get to that in a minute. First, let's look at some cool vintage stuff. These are ones that have been in the collection since, well, as you'll see here, the early 70s. So this is the oldest card I have right here. And you'll notice up in the top it says ABA. So this is the 70-71 ABA 2-point field goal leaders. Back then, the NBA and ABA hadn't merged. There was a bunch of teams that played in each league. And those are represented in the cards here. We'll get to more of that later. This is a really cool New York Knicks. Willis Reed, great player right there. Detroit Pistons. You also had the Buffalo Braves, teams you haven't heard of since then for sure. Carolina Cougars, Milwaukee Bucks, Buffalo Braves again, Walt Hazzard, great UCLA star and a great coach. And Deirdre, the Utah Stars. Okay.
Cool.
Carolina Cougars, all these teams are gone, as I was saying, because they were part of the old ABA. And then you had the Kentucky Colonels. Dan Hester, Neil Young called, and he loves those chops. Solid, strong muttons on that, brother. Chicago Bulls, Seattle Supersonics, there you go. Always liked their cool colors, and just, I dug the Supersonics, by the way. Texas Chaparrals. I mean, some crazy names. Earl the Pearl. This one's neat, Deirdre, because look, it's Baltimore Bullets before they decided, hey, why don't we call ourselves Washington Bullets, like Washington, D.C. instead of Baltimore. Don't know why that change was made. So all of these cards right here, those are from 1972 pack. We also, oh, sorry, I left out one of the scoring leaders from that year, I think, Ron Boone on the Utah Stars. So part of, that was 72. We also have some pretty cool 74s also. First one being this combination card, NBA 72-73 leaders, including Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem.
Wow.
Now, I'm super big fan of Kareem. You know, I've read some of his books. I will collect his things. I think he's super undervalued right now, and he's even more than that, he's just a solid dude. He's been a great guy forever, and an advocate for some of the things that we're all fighting for right now, I should say. A lot of us are fighting for. Anyway, so then you also had the ABA. So you had NBA and ABA listed in the same pack, two separate leagues. That's a nice one there with Artis Gilmore. He was a big star in the ABA and later in the NBA. So getting back to what we were saying about the different teams, here's one you guys will appreciate. Any idea who these guys are? The Qs? You ever heard of a Q?
No.
Simi Hill was on the San Diego Conquistadors, which was Q for short. Another thing I want to call out is a lot of these shots in these older cards, they're not as many action shots. So they take these guys and they just put them next to a backdrop or in the locker room and say, okay, do a basketball pose. And the tall guys had to always crouch down. Like this guy.
Oh my gosh.
So they had to fit in the shot all the time, and it was just hell of awkward. So yeah, there's your professional San Diego basketball team there, the Qs. Oscar Robertson, another legend. I have two of these of him on the Bucks. That's cool. Number one card there. Also in this set, you have All-Star cards. This is a great one of the Celtic great John Havlicek. Kind of a funny pose. Looks like he's reaching for the ball across the court or something. It reminded me of Kramer and Seinfeld there. Like when he walks through the door. So anyway, what else do we got here? Another All-Star, but then you get an ABA All-Star also. More Sonics. Freddie Brown. Liked him. So here's the Warriors cards that I had. Of course, I was always trying to get them. That was my team. Cazzie Russell was a favorite. Jim Barnett. Joe Ellis, I ended up with 2 of his cards. The uniforms were all yellow, pretty much. And then, of course, Warriors legend.
Oh, that's cool.
Rick Barry. So that's probably my favorite card. Speaking of the Warriors, there's Nelly. There's Coach Don Nelson also on the Carefree coin card. So there's head coach Don Nelson from 93, 94. There's the player on the Celtics, Don
crazy.
Nelson.
That's cool.
Who, if you look, he was a part of some good Celtics teams there. Hell of a player, hell of a coach. Do you know what he's doing now, Deirdre? No. He's over in Hawaii enjoying a bunch of Nelly Kush, the cannabis strain they named after him.
Oh,
but that's another story for another episode. Speaking of great coaches, look at this.
That's cool.
Pat Riley on the Lakers and Phil Jackson.
Wow, that is cool.
Championship coach with the Bulls and the Lakers. Thought you guys would like those. Okay, so that's it for the 74 on the vintage stuff. And let's just take a quick review of some of the guys that I'm going to be looking for again. I had something. Well, this is just a cool Shaq rookie card.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I got that a while back, but it is from the same year. I don't know why it's not listed in what I was looking at, but that is a young Shaquille O'Neal on the Orlando Magic, straight out of LSU. Here's another guy we're looking for. This is in the Hoops, or Upper Deck, actually. So this is the Upper Deck's version of this card. We're looking for him in this set. Another guy, David Robinson. That'd be great to get another Upper Deck copy. Danny Manning on the Clippers. Personal connection to him and his teammate. Another story, another time. Connection to this guy. This is Deirdre right here. Have you ever heard me talk about Todd Lichty?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you had his actual card.
Todd Lichty is like Jeff Schwartz. Just broke my heart. Over and over and over. In the last game I ever played in, this guy just sent us packing. But he was a hell of a player. He was a hell of a player at Stanford. Do you know that he still is number 4 in Pac-12 history? He played 4 years at Stanford. Still number 4 all time in points scored.
Wow.
In the Pac-12 history.
That's really cool that you have his
The
card.
ambidextrous. I pitched right-handed and I pitched left-handed, and I'll drive by you and shoot with either hand. Todd Lichty. Anyway, we got some Reggie. There's a Reggie card in here, which I need to show you because... Oh, by the way, to put that in perspective with Lichty, number 4. Okay, he's number 4 all time. You know where Reggie is? Reggie, the Hall of Famer, NBA guy. He's number 98 in all-time scoring in Pac-12.
Wow.
He was at UCLA. He only played 3 years, but still makes Lichty's feat even that more impressive. But since we're giving Reggie love, this is a closer look at these cards. So you got the gold border, and that's a nice font on the bottom, really classy with the black. And then again, these swooshes, you know, it looks very Space Jam-like, doesn't it?
It does.
So that's what they were going for there. And then on the back, they have, you know, pretty big
nice
picture. And one cool feature on the Skyboxes is they always compared you to other players. So if you were a forward, all your numbers would be compared with the league average of that position.
Very cool.
So it showed how well you're doing against everybody. Always looking for my Warrior guys in here. There's going to be a Chris Mullin possibly, or a Tom Tolbert. You may know Tolbert from KMBR 680. He's been on that show forever since he retired.
I know the name.
And is there anybody else we're looking for?
I think that's it.
I think that is it. Let's get after it. I am really anxious to see what kind of beautiful gold border cards we have here. We're just going to cut along the top because these don't rip as well. And this is the part you were waiting for, Deirdre. Oh, I see a New York Knick right away. Let's get these out of here. And who do we have? Let's look at the back card on that. Very nice. We'll look at him in a minute. It's easier to read the names on these sides. Okay, so there we get those graphics again. So there's Brad Lohaus on the Bucks. But you see, that looks like the curtain of the Tonight Show with Carson. Da, 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 da. All right. Rodney McRae. Oh, let's flip.
They're neat looking though.
They're very beautiful, aren't they? I mean, the design is great. That's what I'm saying. They upped the game for what was out at the time. Rod Strickland. Really good guard. Enjoyed watching him play. Lafayette Lever. Forgot about him. Look at the basketball there.
That's
with the
really cool.
Space Jam. Cool. He was a really good player. And I like the old, and our brother-in-law Jeff Sage will appreciate this, the old school Denver Nuggets logo.
So
Lafayette Lever.
Look at this.
Really good. This Otis Thorpe on the Rockets. I believe he was on the Bulls championship teams the first time around. There's that ball action again. That's pretty cool. Del Curry. You know who that is?
Steve Curry's brother?
No, that would be Steph Curry's dad.
Steph Curry's dad.
And I think he's playing against James Worthy of the Lakers in this particular one. And Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, I was thinking Steve Kerr, and then not Steve Curry. I'm sorry.
Charlotte Hornets are where the Currys are from, and where some people would like him to finish.
That's his dad?
That's his dad, the one you saw in the stands. Yeah, so he had a great career. He wasn't a superstar. He wasn't at the level of his son, but he was a damn good player consistently for, I don't know, over 10-year career. And then there's Chucky Brown, which Charlie Brown is just a great name. There's another guy going against Worthy. So that's cool.
That's a cool
That's
card.
Cool action shot. There he is.
Oh my God. We got it.
There's the fucking MJ we were looking for.
We got it.
There we go. Talking Space Jam. There's the ball with the little whoosh, whoosh,
I can't
whoosh.
believe it.
MJ
that was on my
came to
list.
play. So, Deirdre, let's not forget.
That was on my list.
30 years
I
ago,
know.
which
And
is the
there's
year
back.
I met you. I grabbed this and just set it aside, apparently for right now. By the way, Jordan liked to golf. He liked to gamble. We all know this.
I told you that was on the back
They
of the
put
card.
the golf swing on the back. How cool.
I told you. That was cool.
I could stop the video right now,
looked it up.
but I won't, because maybe there'll be something cool. There won't be something cooler than that. I'm going to put you over here by Steph Curry. Michael, you guys talk amongst yourselves. Michael Smith.
Wow.
And there's a Cliff Livingston. Enjoyed watching him play too. These are all good players. Most of them I remember. George McLeod. Andrew Lang of the Suns. Note the old Suns logo there.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm in shock. I'm still in shock. Sorry.
And then we got Joe Wolf of the Clips. There's that basketball again. Whoosh.
Yeah, who was that in the...
And then we have good old Maurice Cheeks on the Knicks. This must have been toward the end of his career. That is a cool card because he's a really good player, and I enjoyed watching him on the 76ers. He played with those great 76er teams with one Dr. J. Wow, so pretty much, you guys, we got the MJ we're looking for.
Oh my gosh.
The centering, it looks pretty even. The edges are great. And that's a winner. Is there anywhere else to go from here except up, up, up? I don't think so. We're going to take a break and we'll be bringing it back in a second. All right. So, wow, that was a lot of fun. Felt good. Come on back in here, Deirdre, of course.
Oh my gosh.
That was a lot of fun, huh?
I cannot believe it.
We got to do some basketball stuff, some vintage cards. Here you go.
I need to hold it.
There you go. Some vintage cards. We got to check out a cool pack that's been sitting around for 30 years that I bought about when I signed up for you.
Yeah, that one.
And it's a gift that keeps on giving.
This is so cool, you guys. I have been researching this card all day.
Really cool.
Looking at this card all day and wanting to just get this. Literally, it is on the top of my list.
The most powerful man in sports.
Right, but here it is, right here. Bigger than life. Like all the rest of them are written down, and this is Jordan with all the yellow around it. That was what I really wanted to get that card, but didn't think we would. So excited.
Cool stuff. Look forward to doing this again next week.
Yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. This was fun.
Be good, be safe, be healthy.
Love ya.
Lots of love.
Bye.
We're out. NJ.